Hey everyone, and welcome to Prune Belly Insiders. I'm your host, Michael Adams. Now, if you saw at the beginning, my first video, I said that I would have Prune Belly, siblings, parents, and doctors on this channel. I had a doctor on last week, link in the description below. I had multiple survivors on, and now it's time to get a sibling on. Everyone, please welcome my sister, Hailey Adams.
Hi.
How you doing today, Hailey?
I'm good.
So, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm 15, I'm a twin, and I have a cat.
Alright. Now, why don't you tell us what it's like living with a brother with Prune Belly Syndrome?
It has its ups and its downs. Like, we have to miss out on things because he's either at the hospital or he's sick, so we can't have our friends over. Or we make plans and they have to be canceled because of those reasons. It's a bit challenging. We don't get a lot of attention because of the sickness. So if I'm sick or Noah's sick or we're not doing well, that kind of gets pushed to the side in a sense because the focus is more on his health.
Alright. Now, you said that you get pushed off a little bit, so, I mean, you don't get as much attention. So here's my question, do you ever not tell your parents when you're sick, if your brother's sick at the same time? So, like, for example, say I was in the hospital for bladder infection, and you had the flu. Would you avoid telling mom and dad because you don't want to stress them out, or for, reasons along those lines?
I wouldn't say we don't tell them if we're sick, because it's kind of obvious when we're sick, but it's more we don't elaborate on how we're feeling. Like, my stomach hurts or my head hurts, because the more of the focus is on you being at the hospital.
Alright. So, would you say you gained any medical knowledge from having a brother with Prune Belly Syndrome?
Yeah, a lot. Because, you hear the doctors explaining all the medical terms and what's happening. You see it here, and so you're always hearing about it from a young age. So, yeah.
Alright. Now, what do you want to do when you grow up?
There's a lot of things I want to do when I grow up, but this summer I'm going to be an EMT.
Alright. And would you say being around the medical field and having a brother with Prune Belly Syndrome, I should say, in the hospital all the time, had influenced you to go into a medically related field?
I wouldn't say because you're sick I want to be an EMT. I would say that I want to help sick people or people that need help medically, but not because you're sick.
And that's because you know how they feel,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Alright. So, had going through all this, your brother going through all this, has this affected you at all, emotionally or mentally?
Yeah. Because we don't get a lot of attention and get pushed aside in a sense, it's more difficult to express your feelings or how you are, and it's very stressful because you don't get a lot of that attention. Yeah. You create a little bit of issues, I guess, with your parents, like, because when you're younger and your brother's in the hospital all the time and one parent's gone and all of that for like weeks at a time or months at a time, it can be difficult and cause like anxiety.
Okay. Now, you said that you don't get as much attention, so has that built up any resentment against your brother? Or against me, I should say?
I wouldn't say resentment. I mean, it's difficult at times when you are looking forward to something and it has to be canceled or postponed, because that's disappointing, but I wouldn't say resentment.
Okay. Now, would you say there are any benefits of living with a brother with Prune Belly?
Benefits? No, not really. There's no benefits to like being sick.
Yeah. Um, hmm. Trying. Sorry, I'm trying to think. Um, w- how would you describe your relationship with me?
Challenging, but that's with every sibling. But it's more challenging because, like, it's more difficult because sometimes you get mad because all the tension, or you don't talk for periods of time because you're in the hospital for weeks or months. So it's kind of, it's up and down.
Alright. Now, how do you feel about Prune Belly in general?
I don't like Prune Belly. That's just my opinion on it. I think it's a bit dumb and that there's not a lot of information on it. So there's not really any way doctors can help or anyone can really help.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So, now, I know this is a personal issue, but the I don't know if you're aware, but the number one thing they recommend for prune belly patients when they find out that the baby has prune belly is abortion. So, does having a brother with prune belly shape your views on abortion at all?
No.
All
No
right.
comment on that. Just no.
Okay. All right. So, what would you say is the best thing about your brother and the worst thing about your brother?
You really? Okay.
Yeah, I kind of want to know this one personally too.
The best thing and the worst thing?
Yeah.
Um. God, okay. The worst thing, I guess, is that there's a whole list. Either you get most of the attention, which kind of want to be spotlight of attention. And the best thing is that I guess from being sick and understanding that when we're sick or not doing well, you understand.
All right. So, how do you think your life would be different if, say, I was born without prune belly?
I think it would be different for everyone. We wouldn't miss out on things as much, and I think it would be a lot easier on everyone mentally.
All right. So, you said there was a little bit of anxiety and stuff like that. If you don't mind me asking, do you see anyone for that, or is that like self-care, music and stuff like that, or what? How do you deal with anxiety and stuff like that? Because aside from,
and the gym.
all right, that's good. So, how how do you think this dealing with a brother with prune belly will help you become well? How do you think it's shaped who you are? How's it affected who you are, if at all?
I don't think it affected who I am as a person. I guess it affected the experiences I could have had, and that had, but not me as a person.
Alright. And what advice would you give a prune belly sibling who feels left out or unimportant or something along those lines because their parents may not be giving them as much attention?
I would say that it is hard at some times when you're feeling down and you can't get that attention, but that in the end you're not alone, and that there's other people out there that know how you feel, and that it does get better the more you grow up and the more you understand, but that you're not alone at the end of the day.
Alright. And...
And that you're heard, and your voice matters anyway.
Now... Sorry, I'm just trying to think real quick. You said you're Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the circumstances you went through with your brother or stuff like that, like how your brother's always in the hospital, would shape any way of how you could have gotten to religion or accepted religion?
No, I wouldn't say accept a religion. I mean, with having someone in your family sick and being at the hospital all the time, you are told to pray, and you pray a lot for them. So you have to have faith that you will be healed. But I wouldn't say it, like, made me Christian.
Okay. Sorry for the question. I'm just taking a sociology class in college. Alright, now for other prune bellies out there, if for any reason, say you went on a date with the guy, you found out he had prune belly, how would you personally react?
Okay, well, that's a difficult question. Because what date is it? Like the 5th date, the 1st date?
You've been dating him for 2 months and then found out he had prune belly.
Okay, well, word of advice, if you have a disease, you should be upfront and tell someone. But I wouldn't say that I would be like, can't, sorry, no, and then ghost the guy. But with that disease, it's a long-term thing, and you have to ask yourself if you're ready for that, you know?
Yeah, definitely agree. So, what would you say was the biggest challenge living with a prune belly brother?
Probably either always having one parent gone most of the time when you're in the hospital, or not getting that attention. That's a big thing, but yeah.
Okay. Now, what are some of your future goals?
I want to be an EMT this summer. That's one of them. And I want to learn more about my religion.
Alright, that's good. Now, if the audience had questions for you, and they commented them or they sent them to me or, something along those lines, would you be willing to come back and do another video and answer those questions?
Yeah.
Alright. And is there anything else you'd like to add?
No. I mean, you're a cool bro.
Thanks.
But no, not really. I mean, if you're a sibling and your brother has prune belly and all of that, it can be stressful at times and challenging to understand, because you do have to grow up faster because the experiences you go through and the stuff you hear. But just know that you're not alone and that people do see you, that you are cared for.
Yeah, because I've noticed a lot of people, doctors, parents, and even the siblings themselves, not so much you, but the sibling with prune belly, and even you, always tell the prune belly patient that they have to grow up fast, but sometimes they forget the fact that while, yes, it's a strain on the patient, it's a strain on the entire family, not just the patient. It's a strain on the parents, it's a strain on the siblings more than anything. And that's part of the reason why I decided to finally bring you on and do this interview with you because I think it's important to get the awareness of the siblings side of the story out as well.
I feel like when you hear someone is sick, they empathize about the person that's sick and the person's parents, and they're like, oh, you guys go through so much, I'll pray for you, but they leave the sibling part out.
Yeah.
Like, it can feel dark sometimes because you get left out a lot, but you are seen and you are heard.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's unintentional too.
Yeah,
but
I don't think anyone really thinks of like, oh, how are their siblings doing in this?
Yeah. But beside the point, it is a dark and scary place when you kind of feel like you're in it alone sometimes, but you just gotta keep pushing on, I guess.
Yep.
So, alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. This was my amazing sister Hailey again. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Please share the video. We're trying to spread Prune Belly awareness. And let's get the siblings version and side of the story out. More than anything, too. Like I said, this channel is about an all-around view of Prune Belly. The parents, the siblings, the survivors, and the doctors. Because you can't look at one section without looking at the entire thing. Because Prune Belly is more than just one thing. It's a combination of multiple things. Thank you. So let's get their side out there and let's spread Prune Belly awareness. Please share this video, and we'll see you next week. Thank you for watching.
For a long time, I seemed unique from a very early age. Asking why, feeling weak, living within a cage, wondering if I am the only one.
What was I supposed to make of my limitations? How much more should I take of this situation? Can it be I am the only one?
The only one. The only one.
All throughout, I found out what love's about, leaving no doubt I'll survive, channel the drive, not deprived. Feel alive.
Do you know how it feels to be different? At times you think you are the only one who exists with the pain of not being the same. You got brothers and sisters that don't share the same last name or share the same blood, but share the same battle. Some days are real good, some days are just a hassle. Operations to doctor visit, you are not alone. So I wrote this to let you know you don't have to be alone.
The only one.
You don't have to be
The
alone.
only one.
You don't have to be alone.
These days, there are ways through the haze to sing His praise. We gather here, with prayers held dear, wanting to erase all pain, death, and fear. Lord, please help them see. No one seems to have heard just how this came to be. We need to spread the word.
Show the world I'm not the only one. No, no. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for this community. Thank you, Lord.
is a volunteer organization devoted to patient support and education of the medical community about this rare condition.
1 in 40,000 live births result in Prune Belly Syndrome, and all of them have all or some of their abdominal muscles missing.
50% will not survive their second birthday.
Our goal is to change the medical profession's perception of Prune Belly Syndrome as a hopeless condition
and to educate and promote an interest among the community to do further research into the causes of the syndrome
and more effective treatments.
www.prunebelly.org.
You can help.
Thank you, Lord, for this community. Thank you, Lord, for the things we share. Thank you, Lord, for this unity. Thank you, Lord, for the power of care. Thank you, Lord, for showing me I'm not the only one.
If you don't know what Prune Belly is, please go to www.prunebelly.org